Hey guys, it's Thomas here from Wakely Properties in Paddington. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. It's only just started. But the title of this video is Buying in the Current Market, and I've spoken a lot about the advantages to home sellers of selling at the moment in the low stock, high demand environment. But on the flip side of that, and even for some of those sellers looking to buy in the same market, it's a very different kind of scenario at the moment. It's quite frustrating. There's a lot of properties that you're seeing online that are either already under contract, have gone under contract before they've even hit the market, and then they've gone up anyway. There's a lot of properties that are well and truly overpriced because some of the owners are thinking that, well, there's a heap of competition, I can get $300,000 or $400,000 more than the place is worth. So it's a really difficult time to be out there in the market buying. So my advice is a few things to do. One is be prepared. So know where you want to be, know what your budget is, know what your must-haves are, right? So that's really important. Your must-haves and your wants can be a little bit varying, but at the moment, if you're ready to buy and needing to buy, you need to be very clear on what you can and can't accept, right? So be prepared when you're going out there. Two, make sure that the property that you're going to see isn't already under contract, because that can take your time away, especially on a Saturday if you've got back-to-back open for inspections that you're going out to look at. If one or two of those are already under contract, you really want to know about that before you go, because that can free up your time to see another one, or potentially see if you can make a private viewing outside of those times. So it's just clearing up a little bit of your time on the Saturday. Another thing that you can be doing is to make sure, and talking about preparation, is that when you're ready to make an offer, firstly you understand how to do that, and secondly that your offer is going to be as clean as it possibly can be. And by clean, I mean you've got a very solid deposit. Doesn't need to be 10%. 10% is the absolute maximum that you can have under the general contract scenario, but 5% is a really good solid deposit to be handing over as a holding deposit. Shows sincerity, even though there's no major benefit to the owner of holding such a large amount of money. It just shows you're sincere in your offer, and you're probably going to be able to get finance. At least that's the idea behind it. Keep your finance periods as short as you possibly can, without putting yourself under too much pressure. So all of the banks and financial institutions are all going to say you need 21 days. Most of the time you can get it in 14 days, right? So they're not going to like me saying that, but it is the case. If you give them 21 days, they will take 21 days. If you give them 14 days, they'll get it done in 14 days, unless something comes up, in which case you can show the owner that there's a little bit of a delay with the bank, or for whatever reason you'll be able to get an extension, but the initial offer is much cleaner. Building and pest inspections, depending on what kind of property it is, personally I'd always get one, but you can get that done within 7 days. There's no need for a 14-day or a 21-day building and pest inspection. The cleaner, the shorter your conditions can be, the better your offer is going to be considered by the owner. In fact, if you can have no conditions at all, then that's great, but not everyone's in that position. Special conditions. Now, most of the time, if you've got a building and pest clause on your contract, most of the conditions that you would think about having can be tied up in that building and pest clause. I'm seeing a lot of due diligence clauses. Now that's being recommended by solicitors, and I understand that you've employed your solicitor, you take their advice, you want them to, they want you to be as safe as you possibly can in the contract process. But you do due diligence clause is essentially a very long-winded get-out clause, and the owners know that, right? So it's not favourably looked on. So if you're looking at two very similar offers, and one of those has got a due diligence clause, the other one's going to get accepted. Settlement, find out what is going to be the best settlement to suit the owner, right? So it might not be that they want to settle in 30 days. That would be great. Most of the time, the shorter the better. But they might want a 60, 90, 120-day settlement, or some other kind of longer settlement. Find out what that is before putting your offer forward. And if you can work with that, then match it. If you need to move in 30 days, then that's what you've got to put. And if it doesn't work, it's not meant to be. But make sure your offer is as close to what the owner is hoping for by way of conditions as it can be. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult around price, but if you've done your research, and one of the really good places to look is in the sold gallery on realestate.com or Domain, because that's going to tell you most recently what properties with the same attributes as the ones you're looking at have sold for. There's a lot of misinformation out there. That's pretty clear. The numbers don't lie. So be educated when you're going in there, make your offer as clear cut as you possibly can, and be ready to move immediately. That's the thing at the moment, is things are moving so quickly. You have to be prepared to put your offer forward formally as soon as you see the property you like, or you're going to miss out. Anything at all I can do to help with any of those things, even if it's just running through how to structure an offer to make it clean, give me a call. Love to help in any way I can. Thanks guys, have a great weekend.